So James Coleman is the first applicant for 151 Harriman Road. He had come back December 2021 and was approved. He's come back with revised plans. He's made some changes and wanted to get approval again. So James, can you share your screen?
Yes, let me share my screen.
And if you can show them what was approved in December.
Yes, yep, happy to do that. Does everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So back in December, let's see. We were before you for here. This is the project. This is the house. It's an undersized lot, and this is the front. And we were proposing some neighbors. This is the existing bump out on the back. And we were proposing expanding on both sides and a second story addition. And here's the approved, oops, sorry, wrong one. Here's the approved drawings with the second floor. We adjusted the windows at the hearing. And then we needed a couple of zoning variances, and that actually took 2 hearings because one of the neighbors objected to the second floor volume, felt it blocked light to their property. And Allison and Adam agreed to eliminate the entire second floor part of the addition. And so we're back to you. We went back to zoning and got an approval. Sorry here. And so what we've done is taken off the whole second floor. We've kept the first floor addition building out on both sides of the existing addition, keeping the existing foundation. And then have a new roof line to maximize pitch. It's a hip roof, maximize pitch between the windows. And this is the existing kitchen, which is sort of too small. And so we're keeping the entire first floor program, which opens up this living room to a new family room and open kitchen with a mudroom entrance at the side. And then the second floor now stays the same. And the finishes are the same as before you. It's we're just matching the trim on the existing house. And so we're eager to get this approved and move on to permitting. Happy to answer any questions.
Fine to me. Board members have comments?
No, seems fine.
I
I
like
don't have
it.
any issues with it at all.
Me neither. It's good.
Okay, you're approved. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Have a good night. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay. Our next application is 67 Ludlow Drive. Who is presenting?
That'll be me. My name is Garrett Goodridge with Hickox Williams Architects.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Goodridge.
Okay, can you share your screen?
Yes. All right, so hello everyone. So the property we're looking at this evening is 67 Ludlow Drive. It's a 2-story dwelling situated on a 1-acre lot in Chappaqua. So we have the property right here in the bottom left, and then some of the neighboring properties surrounding 67. The existing house, as you can see in these photos and elevations, consists of a wide exposure textured lap siding, vertical board in the gable ends, and a section of brick at the front facade right here. All of which are painted white, which corresponds with some relatively dated white windows and doors. And the existing house also features a asphalt shingle roof in a charcoal brown color that we are maintaining for the time being. Our primary goal for the proposed conditions, as you can see here on this side, and I can actually shift to a slightly larger view here. So the primary goal is to establish more balance and better proportions and alignments across each facade. And we're planning to do this by incorporating a modest addition at the rear right here, which would add 44 square feet to both the basement level and the first floor level. We would also be modifying the existing breezeway connecting the garage and the main portion of the house by raising the floor internally and lowering the pitch of this roof connecting the two. So sort of creating or disconnecting the roof, which from the existing is sort of a continuation of the main ridge. So in order to, basically by doing that, we're creating a better proportioned main house. And also in an effort to sort of contemporize it a bit and give it a little bit more character, clad that roof structure in standing seam metal. We'd also be adjusting the main entry condition right at this location so that it's more easily recognizable from a visitor's perspective. Instead of sort of tucked away in the corner now, it would be at least facing the street, and we would be incorporating a front porch or portico with a curved roof structure above. And then also adding to sort of the character of the house, we would be incorporating a new chimney centered at this gable volume at the front here. And we would be, it would be a brick similar to the adjacent chimney painted the same way. And then lastly, at the rear, shifting back to the rear, we'd be incorporating a deck, which would be primarily accessed from the breezeway and also the kitchen. To tie everything up from at least a aesthetic point of view, the clients have chosen to reclad the structure in a fiber cement lap siding in a deep gray color, and also having fiber cement trim in a white color, which would also complement the new or replacement windows and doors, which would also be white. And overall, the idea is to help achieve a higher contrast composition, which would be, or a higher contrast palette, which would be more in line with some of those neighboring houses. I also have some plans so that you can sort of understand the shift from the existing conditions. So seeing, for instance, that small addition at the rear and the deck.
All new windows, I trust? These all new windows?
Yes, all new windows. Part of the idea too is that going back to the existing, the overall composition of the windows kind of creates a very squat appearance. And so we're trying to incorporate some windows that have a little bit more height to them, just generally better proportions across each facade.
Comments? I think it's a terrific redo. The only comment I have and request I would have is on the side of the garage, since you are really completely redoing the whole house, and I think you've done a nice job. It would be nice to have a couple of windows in there to break up that gigantic black wall.
Sure, we can certainly consider that. It's a tighter area that I guess is more or less a pathway to the rear, so we can talk with the clients about that as well.
I mean, it's a garage, nobody would,
Right.
but it would make the house look nicer, and you've addressed all the other three facades.
That's my only comment as well.
Yeah, I agree. I like it. It's a big improvement. I mean, I wonder a little bit why you're not doing like black windows for a more contemporary look, and especially with your palette. Like, I wonder if the white windows would be jarring, but it's not a comment to hold this up. I mean, I think it's a good project. It looks great. So either way they want to go with the windows is fine by me.
Yeah, I like it. It's an excellent improvement.
I like it too. I have a quick question about this existing, the elevation on the rear facade, the shed. Does it have the same windows as other than the
Yes.
siding that becomes horizontal, and are there going to be the same windows, or? Yeah.
Yes, that was actually before the new owners purchased it last year. It was a previous renovation that they did, I guess, new bathrooms in this dormer. And so those windows are actually pretty new. So we'd be maintaining those. And they also happen to be white. So it's sort of set a precedent. So we won't be replacing those windows.
And are you adding an overhang, or is that just the drawing? Just
This
show?
right here is that addition at the rear. So let me
No,
go
to
into-
the shed,
Oh.
to the dormer. No,
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's right now let's try to get a view back here. It's very minimal detailing. So ideally we would want to bulk it up a little bit and make it more consistent with the rest of the house.
So are those new windows, the ones that you're just showing us?
Those are in fact new windows. There are screens, so it kind of blurs them a bit. And the treatment of that vertical siding it's not in the best condition at the moment.
All right, so I agree, it's a nice improvement, and I also agree about this. If you could consider adding the window in the garage, it would improve a little bit the elevation, but otherwise it's a nice project.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
if
we
you
can certainly
can,
do that.
so if you want to get approval tonight and not come back, if you can, I guess you can't really draw in, but if you can, maybe if you can on a piece, we'll go to the next applicant, maybe come back to you, and if you can show us, put up on the screen an elevation of what you're proposing with a balanced window, so it's similar to the other facades.
Sure. So a set of 2 windows.
Yeah, maybe spread apart, balanced. I mean, we won't tell you how to do it, but
Sure.
just so that facade has, an appropriate fenestration balance like the other three.
Yeah, absolutely. We can certainly do that.
Okay, so should we go to the next one? We'll come back to you. Is that okay?
Yep, that's totally fine.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, the next application is 73 South Greeley. It's a new store, Green and Tonic, for a sign. John, you're here to present.
Sure.
Is
So,
anyone else here with you?
Yeah, I'm here, Christian Fry, the PCDF Architecture. We're the architect for the interior fit out.
Okay,
But, we're involved with the signage as well as far as we are, but this is like, so both of us are here to answer any questions.
okay. Can you share your screen?
I guess, do you want me to share the screen, John, or do you want to share it?
Let me see what I can do here.
Okay.
Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So these are the front and rear elevations. This is the front elevation. So it's a very simple sign. We're looking for individual acrylic letters, which would be stud mounted. This is an 80-inch wide sign. 11 inches high is the ampersand, and that window there is 96 inches. The landlord had requested that we keep that size to 80 inches. And in the back, or as you can see, there's a breezeway through from the front to the back. And in the back, again, the landlord requested it be over the breezeway to the left side because this store does not go all the way to the back parking lot. In addition, in the front, and let me see if I can share this.
I could just quickly add one little thing in there, if
Sure.
you don't mind. The front facade there that we're seeing there on Greeley Avenue has since this photo been all painted nice and white, and the window frames on the building all the way across, I guess by the landlord, have been painted black. And then the signage has gone up for the other stores there with the same sort of black pin-mounted lettering on the white walls, and it looks, in my opinion, very nice, very elegant.
What would probably be nice is if we could get that image and then you could put your sign into that image so we could see it with the composition.
Yeah, this here is sort of, I guess, as they were starting the painting, and the painting has gone all the way down to the bottom there. That's why you see that two-tone brick there.
Can I ask you, why is this a logo that you all designed?
This is a green and tonic
Is
logo that I guess they've designed at some point.
It's just, why is the ampersand so close to the tonic and there's air on that side? It's gonna look like it's touching. Is that what they want? Is that,
That's their corporate logo.
oh, okay. I've never heard of it before, so I thought it was not a
Is this a chain? Is this a franchise? Or?
They have
they've got
several
a few.
stores.
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, that's not.
What kind of a facility is it? Is it green juices or what kind of a store is it?
They don't really advertise that way, but they are basically vegan food and vegan drinks.
Yes.
And they'll be located in the front, the front window will be their facility, will there be their space?
Yes,
Yes.
that'll be their space.
And the door is in the arcade, is that where they get in?
Yes.
I have a question. I mean, the front elevation, I don't, I like it, but in the back, you have this sign on the left, and then you have the space on the right. Whatever will go on the right, is it going to be fitting within that space, or how is it? I mean, do you know what's on the right? Because right now, it looks like there is a space for another sign. Do we know what's going to go in there, or is there going to be a balance between these two, whatever it's going to be there? Or is it going to be unbalanced like that until someone comes over?
I don't think they know, and they're expecting a lot of different.
I think Bentley Jane is on the rear, going to be next to Green and Tonic, because that's what they were approved at the meeting.
To the right or
Mhm.
left, I can't remember.
To the right of it.
So this goes to our questions we've had all along with the owners of
Yeah.
the building, is we want to see the composition, we approve one at a time, and then, we don't know what it all looks like when it's together. If I haven't been downtown or looked at it a little bit, if there are a bunch of signs up already, and it's painted, it would be nice if we could get that
There
image
are.
and then pop this
There
sign
are.
into it.
But what Bob, and also, and this is, I know it's not necessarily addressed to you two on the call because you're the architect and the sign person, but those window posters are an issue. Every time I go into town, it looks horrible. And I know that's something that we have some guidelines on.
Mm.
That's something we can discuss later.
Is it a store under construction or is it ready to open?
No, it's been filed for a building permit, and it's in the process right now. And we have gotten back a list of I think it's about 4 or 5, basically fairly minor little comments that they wanted us to just add some notes here and there in the drawings to clarify. And then other than that, then everything should be approved. So we're pretty close with the permit. So that's why we filed for the sign permit as well, just to get everything moving.
I agree with Ann, Daisy. Maybe you can mention that, all those they're not even lined up with each other. It's just like taped to the window.
So my only comment would be whatever goes in the back, if it takes 2/3 of that space above the opening, the other sign should be proportionate within and align with the opening. So it has to be done with in coordination with whoever, or either it's a half of the space, and then there is a left space equal to the one that it's taken, or whatever it's going to be taken needs to be proportionate. So that's my only comment. So you need to somehow either find out or maybe just take a half of that space. It looks like it goes over the half.
What I don't understand is on the submission, it's a completely different location.
This was actually changed because of the landlord's, the landlord wanted this change to go over the breezeway.
Okay. So what you submitted is not correct.
I asked the board, are you guys comfortable? Are you guys comfortable approving something in isolation like this and not?
Not in the back, no. Because what if there isn't anything, then it looks completely off-centered.
Yeah. So it needs to be balanced. Whatever it's either a half and then there's a space for a half, or it is a 1/3. Like, yeah, I guess that's.
Or if you're saying that Daisy says there's a sign there now, so why don't you?
Daisy said there was something approved already.
Yeah, so why don't you? I think we need to see it with that sign.
I don't know if the rear one was put in. I know the front Bentley Jane was put in, but I know that.
Yeah, the front one is there.
When they were approved for the rear as well. And John and Pierre, I'd like to just mention that whatever I'm giving the board is what they're reviewing. So when you're giving revised plans, I need to have whatever you're giving them on the screen, only because we're not in person. When I go to the office, I'm going to stamp whatever was given to me approved. So if you're going to present whatever you're going to present, I need those physical plans at town with me, because we're not in person. So it needs to match.
Because you also have some what do you call it, shingles on the one.
Yes, can I get to those now? Let me see if I could share that screen. Share. There we go. Okay, so this is the front elevation of the building. We would like to have a shingle on the front facade and hopefully in the breezeway. So you can see it as you're coming down. Especially from the back. So there would be 2 flag mounted signs, custom brackets. There would be an S hook holding it in place. And this is just a flat PVC sign with computer letters, computer graphics.
We don't see the S hook here, though.
This is the front of the building now?
Yes.
One is in front and one is in the breezeway.
So, but on this front image, you don't show the sign over the window that you're asking for, isn't that what you're asking for?
No, he's asking for the shingles for both.
Doesn't he want both?
Yeah.
Right, so I'm saying in this image, he should show both, right? That's what he wants to get approved.
And also this should, I'm assuming it's perpendicular, right? Not at this weird angle.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're not showing the S curve, so it's a little hard to,
Okay.
for us to just imagine it.
Okay, so can I resubmit this electronically, or do I need to come to the next meeting?
Well, yeah, hold on a second, I think. So this sign itself, it's PVC sign, is it painted, is it silk screen, is it vinyl letters, what is it?
It's vinyl letters, computer graphics.
And how high over the steps is it? How high is the bottom in the breezeway? How high is the?
It's over 7'6" to the top stair.
Is it from the bottom of the sign?
Yes, to the bottom of the sign.
And these are 30 by,
No, the bracket is 30, the sign is 24 by 24.
okay.
So those are just my thoughts, guys. You know, we spend so much time with the owners of the building, and most of us wanted, I think, a unified signage program for the building instead of haphazard, and it's becoming haphazard. And is this going to be the only sign of its kind? And if people are just kind of, are you guys comfortable with all that?
Well, what if another person whose entrances, well, all the entrances are basically in the breezeway, right?
Can I just interject one quick thought here? I don't mean to interject, but right to the left of the green and tonic flag sign that we're showing there, above the doorway into Bentley Jane, there is already a flag sign there. Now it's like a little white sign. It looks like a little house with like a little heart on it. So
I don't think we approved that.
Did we approve? Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think
It's there
might not be for
long.
I'm just saying, what
I
if
don't mean
another
to
person
wave,
wants
but
to put a
it's fine
flag
there.
out in the front, like under yours? For the next door, you know?
Hmm.
I just feel like the building's getting out of control, you know?
Because then that's an issue. So I don't know if we have enough information.
I don't think we do, and especially if there's, like I said, if there's more stuff there that was approved and you're adding to it, you should show it so we can see the whole composition. And if there's things that weren't approved, Daisy, you should probably, mention it to Steve, and they should talk to the tenant,
Steve is on the line, so Steve.
Yeah, Steve's on the line.
Oh, I didn't know.
Okay, but yeah, we'll make note of that.
We won't, but so in response to your question about submitting something electronically, we don't review anything in between meetings.
Okay.
As a board.
Okay,
So am I the only one that wants to see the composition, or are you guys comfortable approving this in isolation?
No, well, no, because I want to have the flag thing addressed. I want to know whether or not is someone allowed to then put another flag below that?
I think the owner should have a flag, there's more doors in the arcade, and he should be.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
he should be kind of planning, where is each tenant going to get their signs, and it should be a composition.
right. No, I agree with you.
well, any flag mounts that are on the street are on the storefront, and even the flag mount that is in the breezeway is on that store. I wouldn't imagine that it would be allowed to put another flag mounted sign on another store's facade.
Well, you never know.
We're just saying
You never know what people will do.
we didn't approve it, and we just want the building to have some uniformity. The signs can be individualistic, but they should be uniform.
Well, we'll get some more information on the existing signs.
Exactly. I think that will be helpful.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to do the rendering, if you could do it against the all white brick facade. So the current state of the building.
Yeah, I've got to say that the building looks 100 times better than when it was in process here. They've done a good job with all the paintwork that's gone on there.
Right. So when you represent this whole, your proposal within the existing context, not something obsolete. This way we'll have a better view to judge how it fits, but especially the proportions and everything. But otherwise, I don't mind the sign itself.
Also, are there any lighting elements on the front?
No, there's no lighting.
There's no lighting. Okay.
And I think they talked about there's lighting in that soffit. I think I remember something about in one of the presentations that they did that there was some type of lighting in that soffit
Uh-huh.
that's that overhangs right there.
But let's say there are some goosenecks or some, that would then change the signage program. So
Okay, then we'll be back. Thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
Okay, John, the next meeting is,
Thank you very much.
the next meeting is Wednesday, June 1st. So I'll need everything by May 25th. And whatever you're going to present, if you can just, I need the physical plans and email.
So as you say, physical plans and then also a digital version like PDFs or whatever, or
Correct.
JPEGs or, yeah, okay,
Okay,
understood.
all right, thank you.
Thank you
Okay,
so
thank
much.
you.
yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
We're ready for you.
I think, John, or Pierre, can you stop sharing your screen?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
all
So
right,
shifting back to 67.
yep.
Okay. So here is the revised elevation incorporating windows, which it's our F window, which is seen sort of throughout or on each facade. I'll shift back to, you can see them here, these smaller windows here. It actually would sort of mirror a condition on the opposite, on the south facade. So we'd be taking these two sort of space windows and mirroring them to the garage.
I think it looks good. The windows on the back side of the garage there look larger though, right? To you.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the eave location, we would be running into an issue with the header height. So this would at least sort of create a nice composition from the exterior. The sill, oh yeah, that's one important thing to note, is that the sills would at least still align.
I'm good. Comments?
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
I like it.
I'm fine. It looks
I
good.
think it's fine.
All right, thank you. We appreciate you working.
Nice little project.
Yeah, it looks very nice. You're really transforming the house. Very nice.
Thank you. So should we just include that in the same PDF, the updated, and send it back to you, Daisy?
Yeah, if you can email that to me, and then I'll need the physical, if you can drop off tomorrow.
Sure, we'll speak with someone locally
Okay,
to get that to you.
All right.
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
Okay,
Daisy,
so Dave,
Oh.
Steve is on the line with
Okay,
regard to
great.
73.
just,
Mhm.
so all those posters, I mean, we've had this discussion before about posters in the window. What's the,
I don't know
Their
if those are up
description?
anymore.
no, I think I was in town.
I drove by this morning, and
I thought I saw them this morning.
the one sign I did see this morning was for lease upstairs. That was the only one I saw. I didn't see down below anything
I
else.
thought I saw all those this morning. but-
Steve, I don't know. Have you seen anything? Can we say anything to them about that?
Is it signage or is it some type of just construction? The
No,
I
cover
think
up
it's
the window.
advertisement of the
It's-
store.
It's all branded signage.
So it's not just for construction purposes.
No, it says
Protect the
more
windows.
info, green tonic, their logo coming soon, sandwiches, blah, 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 Chappaqua.
What's in the back window? Looked like there was stuff, different stuff in the back window. Wasn't even them, it was somebody else.
No, it was this, oh, I don't know.
In the photos they had up, they had,
I mean, we've just, oh yeah, those other red and black ones.
Yeah.
I don't know what the,
Steve is having audio problems. We can't hear him, but he is talking.
oh.
But he's sending me a message that he's having audio issues, but he'll look into
Oh,
it.
you know what the back ones are, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, look at the back
mathne-
ones, huh?
For mathnasium,
Can I
because
share?
they're things like STEM success.
See this? Can you guys see this?
No,
No,
yeah, those.
Okay,
I'm
so
saying it's for mathnasium, I think.
That's
Right,
in
but
the
that-
rear, that's in
that
the
shouldn't
back.
be there either, right?
Correct. I mean, we gave that one woman a hard time with the, whatever she was, the doctor upstairs. About
Right.
having that one little sign, and we're doing that, we're allowing this.
well, I thought it was something for construction purposes. It never came here. It didn't come in before the board to get it approved. Did it?
Really, they should soap up the windows if they're doing construction. They won't-
Well, if they're doing construction, then shouldn't it just be? I don't know.
Steve
Well,
Steve is
it's a
saying- Steve
question.
is saying that it's mathnasium. Those were all put up after the CO was issued, and the same with Bentley Jane. But he's gonna look into it.
Okay. As long as he just, I mean, it just looks,
It's terrible.
it looks terrible. And I'm pretty sure I saw them this morning, Daisy, but that could have just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I doubt if there's any specifications on what they can do with their windows during construction.
Should be.
And
There should be. Most places do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Not
Usually the
sure.
building permit is the only thing you're supposed to take to the window.
Yeah. But he said he will look into it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank
Have a
you.
good Memorial Day.
you.
We'll see you June 1st.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.